Many of us neglect sleep, believing our daily lives are more important. However, over time this leads to disrupted sleep patterns and health problems. But why does this happen? Sleep is often compared to charging a phone. It helps us recharge and restore our internal energy. Just like a battery, the amount of sleep affects how well we function during the day. Night owls go to bed late and wake up later, while early birds follows an earlier schedule. This means people reach their peak productivity at the different times of the day. Even so, students are recommended to sleep 8 to 10 hours. The same sleep schedule does not fit everyone.
Sleep is very important because it helps us to store and process the new information we learn during the day. This actually helps us to learn things and remember things much better. I'm sure you know that during sleep, your brain decides which memories and information to keep and which of them it will decide to throw away.
That's how you actually remember what you learned during your lectures. Sleep also ensures that your brain is fresh to start the day. So when you deprive yourself of that sleep, it can lead to situations like this.
Hey Lucas,
What do you want?
you see 6-7.
Another side effect of sleep deprivation is that it makes it a lot harder for us to regulate our emotions. This happens because the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for decision making and emotional regulation, doesn't get enough time to recover when you're sleep deprived. At the same time, the amygdala, which processes emotions, becomes more active. As a result, your emotional responses become much stronger and harder to control, making situations like this more likely to occur.
For my skincare enthusiast, you've definitely heard of the term beauty sleep. But do you know how specifically it works? When you sleep, the circadian rhythm suppresses your body's hypothalamic pituitary adrenal. This results in lower cortisol secretion, which allows your melatonin and growth hormone to dominate, giving us a state of collagen synthesis and tissue repair. Sleep loss can also affect your immune system, specifically your natural killer and natural killer T cells. Your NK and NKT cells operate in a rhythm cleaning up cancer. That's right, cancer. In our bodies, we all have cancer cells that are actively being pummeled to death thanks to our NK and NKT cells. A study shows that limiting your body to only 4 hours of sleep can lead to a reduction up to 70% of their effectiveness. So maybe now you'll do well to prepare for your finals, starting today, instead of the last minute, and risk inviting disease with open arms and a wedding ring.
Giving your body the proper amount of sleep also allows it to regulate and prepare itself for the day. The more hours you use up partying or gaming late at night, the less your brain will have to properly compose itself. For example, staying awake for too long, or even at irregular times when you're supposed to be sleeping, causes the suprachiasmatic nucleus, your brain zone clock, to be confused, basically wondering why you're still awake when you're supposed to be in your bed sheets. Your brain clock relies on the light from your eyes to understand when to pull which hormonal levers. So when you're doom scrolling or having artificial light in front of you, you're confusing your brain into releasing hormones that are meant for daytime activity when it is time to sleep. Now, how does this affect you, the average student? Well, did you know that for every hour of sleep you lose, below the recommended 8 hours, you could see a loss of 0.07 of your CGPA? Well, now, with your upcoming final semester, make sure you sleep more, or else you may just flunk out.
70.6% of students get less than 8 hours of sleep. Beyond the partying and late night gaming, even if you are hardworking and studious student like Sean, even the time you spend doom scrolling affects your brain thought process and controls over your sleep. I'm sure you have also crammed revision last minute for your quiz or even for your video assignment, but please try to not harm your health because you haven't managed your time well. Get work done earlier, revise earlier, finish all your reports on the same day and submit them. After that, you can do whatever you want.
Now, let's move on to the last part of our video. So, first things first, you don't need to be a genius to know this. Just don't take coffee before you go to bed. So, coffee, there's coffee in here, has a half-life, and caffeine has a half-life of 5 hours. And by half-life, yes, half-life as in the same thing as uranium. Like how long it takes for half of the original mass to go bye-bye. I have a citation here. Caffeine has a half-life of about 5 hours. I think I mentioned that already. And besides that, you want to make sure that before you go to bed, you go to bed with a clear mind and your bed is nice however you want it. Mine is currently messy. And other than that, just make sure you avoid your artificial lights. For me, I've been editing everything up until now, so you can see the bags under my eyes. So yeah, the artificial light really knows how to keep you awake, especially with caffeine. Because artificial light, as we've already presented, actually tricks your brain into thinking it's daytime. Like right now, it's daytime. So you really do just want to shut off everything and just count sheep for like 7 minutes until you fall asleep. Your body will thank you. So thank you very much for tuning in and watching our video. Good luck to everybody else for the finals, yeah?